Hi, I'm Christopher Coe, and this is...
I'm Carl Cox.
And we're doing the label Awesome Soundwave, which we started last year based on the idea of live artists. What do you think? Why?
Why is a really good question, to create another record label outside of Intech Records. But the idea really is to give a platform to a lot of artists that are electronically minded in the sense of performing their music, and rather than performing their music in the bedroom, to the bedroom wall, is to give them a platform to be able to get out there, with the music that they've basically made, he or she. And Christopher basically was a catalyst for the whole reason why this started in the first place, because he made a whole abundance of music and visual art based on where it actually sat, where it could actually end up. And the only way it could end up was for us to create our own record label called Awesome Soundwave. So this is basically a great platform for, good start from what Christopher had done with his album, to now offering the same kind of ideals to other artists that feel they can also have a home based on what we believe should and can happen. So, our idea really is not to really sign any studio or enter DJs who are just making music primarily just to kind of get out there. The idea is that if you're making music which is live format music from an electronic point of view, and you have a visual concept as well to bring into the table, and then this is what we want to see, and this is what we like to kind of get behind as something new to the table, and not just like the idea of just signing an artist for one single or two single bases or super EP, is to basically have that album kind of produced into a live element, and get them out into a live element ideal of stages which we want to create over the many over the next years coming, not many years, but next year's coming, of the ideas of people seeing now a performance from artists who can do this live, and live meaning electronically live, and then based on whatever the artist wants to do, what they feel, introduce vocalists and any musicians, and that kind of thing. It doesn't matter, as long as it's coming from a live perspective. I think this is the idea of what the label's about, what I would like to see happen, and what we're already doing based on what we've already signed.
Yeah. I don't think I can add much to that, really. I mean, I'm in talking with the artists, we've tried to inspire them to go beyond the what's sort of expected of an artist who would release an EP with one label and an EP with another label, and just it's constant releases of EPs. We want them to do an album and make something that goes beyond what they normally would do, push the envelope a bit, like create something that has more of a story. And that's why you talk about, when they bring the live show, they've got a story to tell, whether it be visual or the way they present it live with musicians or drummers or whatever.
Yeah, I think, at the moment, you're seeing the likes of RICHIE HAWTIN with his close show.
Yeah.
Obviously Kink out there, Paul Brenner, Stephen Bonson, these guys are live artists. They're out there, and everything that they're doing is of the moment, and it just takes a few examples of what can happen, and we want to try and find more examples like that for the future, so we can actually, at certain festivals around the world, we can create our own live stage, and for live artists who are inclined to get their machines out there and get them working again, like we like to see in the past. And there's so much talent out there that we don't really get to see that talent much these days, just purely based on they don't have a platform to perform from. So hopefully we can create that ideal for our music, and that we like to see happen through Awesome Soundwave, and get that to happen, so where people can actually be excited again about seeing a lot of these live acts coming to the fall of where we are at the moment. You know, I think it's now necessary to now see that, you know, there's a massive DJ culture, and we know what's happening with the DJ culture now. So while we have this kind of, you know, the doors open for people to listen to something new, and then especially by what we're doing, I think the concept of what we're trying to achieve is exciting. People are curious about what we want to do, and you know, I mean, I've done been a live act myself twice. Once with the Carl Cox concept, and with the Carl Cox live show, which I had done with the last album which I had made, called All Roads Leads to the Dance Floor. So I know what it's like to be out there, and it's really exciting. And my biggest problem is I was always DJing as well as trying to play live, and it's very difficult to do the two. So if you only have to do the one, and then you know, and if you're going out live, and then of course, you know, you've got to make that the very best you can, and that's what we're seeing and hearing and feeling at the moment.
Well, it's exciting too, isn't it? Because you see, I think for the punters it's also exciting, obviously, because it's another approach, and also I believe, as a live artist, that there's an element of danger involved in your live performance, because there's some improvisational things, or there's some technology that is not necessarily pre-programmed, like a modular synth, for example, or whatever, and that adds an edge to your performance that you don't get from DJing necessarily. I mean, you are very improvisational in your DJing, but you know, if you have this device that you are not 100% sure what's going to come out, that adds an edge. And I think the punters pick up on that too, actually. They'll pick up on the excitement of something that's live. So it's adding another dimension. And when you go, let's face it, when you go to a festival and there's a million DJs, it's exciting, it's great, the vibe is good, the music is good. But, you know, it's nice to have something else as well, right?
Yeah, I think the idea really is that people really get to see, you know, a performance of some sort. You know, they see a visual aspect which makes sense to what the music's coming out, and also the music doesn't have any boundaries to it, no barriers. You know, you can cross the line, do what you want to do, see how you want to feel. I think the two guys, Flash, is it?
Fiak. Yeah, amazing.
Fiak.
Yeah, Fiak.
Yeah, they're slamming it at the moment, these two guys. They really, it's amazing that they captured the imagination of their age group, of where we are right now, and they're getting booked because of how good they are. And this is, I think, the beginning of something wonderful, you know, for the future. So, you know, for me, I'm really excited to see where we can take this. We do have our show coming up at ADE. Yes. Our showcase, and
awesome Soundwave showcase, Thursday the 17th. With Awakenings at Element and Strat. And we got Satek. I mean, what a legend. Satek's playing.
Yeah, Satek. I mean, it's so amazing. Played his records many times, or his tracks many times, and now to see him go out there live is really exciting. And we already signed his music, and it's already out there. And the DJs and myself are already playing his music and his tracks, and it's just wonderful. So you know, we're really happy with that, and of course Matt Playford as well.
Great album.
Which is another awesome album. So we're really, you know, happy to get behind these guys, because, you know, forevermore they kind of put out a single here and a single there, and they can do more. They can do a lot more. They know they can, and it's you know, to see their wings clipped in such a way just by single releases, it's not good. So, you know, let's see them in their entirety. Let's see them, you know, spread the wings. Let's see them really, you know, pound the dance floor with their music and their visual concept ideals of what they can do as artists that can basically perform their music live.
Yeah, awesome Soundwave.
Awesome Soundwave.